Hello and welcome. We're getting into another video, and today's video we're going to talk about the top teams in the Ultra League in the season 24. I made like a dedicated video about the Ultra League, like around 15 minutes, and today's video is going to be shorter. Like hopefully we aim for like 8 minutes to talk about Ultra League because like we already made a dedicated video. So what is Ultra League in a nutshell? If you take a look above me, there is Billy Bolt number one. Billy Bolt is still the most obnoxious Pokemon in this cup, followed by Moltres. Well, technically, Moltres is so strong. The problem with Moltres is that Billy Bolt exists, so that's like the main weaknesses. And then there is Corviknight. Corviknight is as obnoxious as Billy Bolt in this league because he's so tanky, and whenever he boosts, you have to react fast because like he's just gonna get out of control. Then you have Lapras and Shadow Lapras, followed by Florges. And something to mention here, Florges is by far the best core breaker in this league. I know that it's not the bulkiest, it's not the tankiest, it's not the hardest hitting, but what it does is that it gives you like that factor where like you can boost to the moon with like Trailblaze. Also, you can debuff your opponent to the moon with the water chilling water move. And then you have Empoleon. I tried Empoleon and I was actually impressed with Empoleon in the Ultra League. The only issue is that I hit like a kind of like a roadblock where like it's just not tanky enough to tank moves, and it's not hard, it's not attack weighted enough to nuke. And then we have Virizion. I would say Virizion is the second best core breaker in this cup, but like the main core breaker is still a Florges. Then you have Gastrodon, Feraligatr, Togekiss. Togekiss is like the Pokemon I was actually impressed with when I tried it in the Ultra League. It's just so freaking strong. Now, the top performing Pokemons you could do if you take a look here is like I want to mention Moltres again, and then Regidrago and Ronirigis. I somehow don't have them. Those three are kind of good. Okay, like when I said those code breakers, those like kind of anti-meta. Like Moltres is not technically meta, it's anti-meta because not everyone has it, right? If everyone has it, it would be like the best Pokemon. And yeah, let's talk about the top teams in the Open Ultra League. And let's start with the strongest Pokemon, number one. You can see that it's Billy Bolt. So the thing about Billy Bolt is like you kind of want to run Thunder Shock in the lead. And in the swap, you run Sucker Punch. Why would you run Sucker Punch in the swap? Because you want to be as neutral as possible. And for a Pokemon that only has one type of attack, you need another type of attack on your all of his charge moves are electric, so you need like a different type of attack on his fast move. So that's why you have to run a Sucker Punch on the swap. But if you are leading him, just use Thunder Punch, to be honest. And as far as the teams, I found that Billy Bolt loves to be with Corviknight because Corviknight is just so freaking strong. And you kind of need an anti-Billy Bolt. Now, you might think that, oh, grass Pokemons are so good because you technically resist all the electric damage. It's not as good, to be honest. It's not as good as you may think because Billy Bolt can just keep boosting to the moon. So I would recommend using Cradily if you hate Billy Bolt, because Cradily is just going to keep debuffing him back. Oh, sorry, debuffing his attack, so his attack won't be doing any damage. I noticed a team for like noob friendly. If you don't care about skills, if you just tap your games to the victory, I think this team is actually strong. It's just too tanky, it doesn't hit as hard, but it lasts too long. Yeah, yes, whatever you understood. This team is just too strong. Well, it's not too strong, it's just too tanky. Billy Bolt, Cresselia, and Dragon Breath Giratina. Now, this might be my favorite team to run right here. Moltres, Nidoqueen, and I almost said Araquanid. And the flower. I have a brain freeze moment. Jirachi and the Crustle is also usable with Moltres. I just don't want to have Pokemons that lose to Billy Bolt or take neutral damage from Billy Bolt. I would love to have strong counters to Billy Bolt. Now with this team, the one above, so you have to use Florges to bait out the Corviknight. And then once you bait him out, it's kind of like, an easier situation for you. So if I am looking for a team that I will recommend myself, it's actually going to be Moltres, Florges, and Nidoqueen. Moving into Corviknight. With Corviknight, I think you need to run a dragon because you have to run a hard counter to the Billy Bolt. So with the dragons, you kind of have that. But remember that the Billy Bolt could be running Sucker Punch. So that's why you don't run Giratina sometimes. I saw some people running Kyurem, and I think it's actually a smart option because you have the chance of debuffing the opponent. And then also I saw some people running Empoleon. This team is kind of very weak to Sucker Punch Billy Bolt, so be aware of that. So that's why I recommend using Kyurem over Giratina. I'm moving into the number 4 Pokemon, number 4 entry, Lapras. If you want to run Lapras, you have to have strong answers to Billy Bolt. It's just like that main thing. So if you want to run Lapras, I think I tried this team before and I actually enjoyed using it, which is Lapras, Pangoro, and Gastrodon. The main issue with this team is that Florges exists and it destroys all of these Pokemons. So what's the Florges answer? Well, you could just go with Weezing and Dusknoir. Now, speaking of Florges, what teams do I recommend with the Florges? I mean, I think the team I mentioned earlier, which is Moltres, Florges, and Nidoqueen is good. If you don't have Nidoqueen, you can just go with Gastro. You could also go with Skeledirge and Cobalion. I'm mentioning Cobalion here because I feel like lots of people have forget about Cobalion and how strong he is, especially against those stupid Billy Bolt. Speaking of Empoleon, could be Shadow or non-Shadow. I wouldn't run Shadow, to be honest. I like the Shadow though, just because it's cool, you know. And you need to run a Ghost type with Empoleon. Empoleon loves Ghost types. His favorite partner would be Giratina, but you could also do Dusknoir, or you could also do Annihilate. And a Fire type wouldn't be a bad idea, to be honest. Charizard would be cool. Also, he would be cool, the third. Now, my favorite core breaker this season is actually Runerigus in the Ultra League. Why Runerigus is my favorite? It's technically because people still run the wrong moveset on this Pokemon. People run Shadow Ball. You don't run Shadow Ball. You need Rock Tomb. Also, you need Brutal Swing. Those are the core moveset on Runerigus, and that's why Runerigus is viable, because of those two moveset. A team that I would recommend, I would actually just do Tenta, Runerigus, and Verizon. Also, you could do Talonflame Venusaur. Venusaur is way too good this season, guys. Lots of people are sleeping on Venusaur. Some teams for Dusknoir, you could do Dusknoir with the Greninja and the Fairy. You could also go with Togekiss. A team I liked with Togekiss, I actually liked Togekiss with Venusaur together. Just because I hate Billy Bolt. I mean, I tried this team. It was so good. I think I went like 9-1, and then I went like 0-5. All of my 6 losses were to Billy Bolt lead. Cresselia, remember that Confusion get a boost, a buff. So it has a viable play in the Ultra League, and I actually tried it, and it was actually good. Now, why people don't use it? People just forget about it, I guess. Here's some cool teams, because I told you it's gonna be like 9 minutes at max. So okay, we are on time. Now, as far as Credeli is still decent, still viable, still so freaking good. So I would recommend using it with something that can counter Togekiss or any fighters. So a Ghost would be ideal. 2 Ghosts wouldn't be bad. Also, remember that Grumpig got a buff a couple seasons ago, and it has a play in the Ultra League. Now, as far as Shadow Typhlosion is kind of a bad Turtonator now. A Turtonator that dies faster. You could also say that. I wouldn't run with double Dark. I would run a what's his face, the Corviknight here instead, or you can just go with 2 bulky Pokemons. And that's about it for today's video. I think we are on time. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace. To the Raven. What is? Oh my God! What do I, dude? Sorry guys. It's almost 11 p.m. I just came out from work, and it's been a long day.